Welcome to today's financial news update from QuantByte.io. Marqeta Inc. (MQ) shares have fallen below their 200-day moving average of $4.86, reaching as low as $4.58 per share. As a result, the stock is currently trading down about 7%. This decline marks a significant shift in the company's recent performance. NeoGenomics Inc., symbol NEO, shares have broken above their 200-day moving average of $9.36, reaching as high as $9.62 per share. This marks a 1.5% increase on the current trading day. Retirement costs vary significantly across U.S. states. According to available data, some locations are more cost-effective for retirees than others. Red states generally have lower taxes and living expenses compared to blue states. This can result in a higher standard of living during retirement for individuals residing in these areas. A location-by-location comparison of the costs associated with retirement is essential for making informed decisions about where to retire. Factors such as state income tax, sales tax, cost of living, and healthcare expenses must be taken into account when evaluating the best value for retirees. Wheat prices declined last week due to market pressure from other commodities. The price of soft red wheat futures dropped by 8 to 9 cents, primarily influenced by spillover effects from the broader commodity complex. Soybean futures have seen a slight rebound, rising by 3 to 4 cents in early morning trading. However, they remain under pressure from recent trade tensions, which led to losses of 14 to 16 cents on Friday. Despite a minor increase in open interest, the overall outlook remains cautious. The corn market experienced significant pressure, closing down 4 to 5.25 cents per contract. The December corn contract fell by 6 cents for the week. The national average cash corn price dropped to $3.71.75. The U.S. dollar index, DXY00, declined by 0.58% due to weak sentiment triggered by Federal Reserve officials' comments on potential further interest rate cuts. This led to a retreat in T-note yields, putting downward pressure on the dollar. Cocoa prices declined sharply on Friday, with December ICE New York cocoa closing at a 20-month low. The price fell by 1.63% in the U.S. and 1.67% in London, adding to this week's losses. Government actions are contributing to the pressure on cocoa prices. Wyoming, Florida, and Nevada are among the top retirement destinations that offer no state income tax. These states provide a significant advantage to retirees in terms of taxation, but it's essential to consider other factors such as living costs, healthcare access, and lifestyle when making a decision. The three top-ranked states have distinct pros and cons. Wyoming: pros, low taxes, vast open spaces; cons, limited job opportunities. Florida: pros, warm climate, diverse communities; cons, hurricane risk. Nevada: pros, entertainment options, affordable housing; cons, high sales tax. The 6 runners-up include South Dakota, Texas, Washington, New Hampshire, except for state lottery and gambling winnings; Tennessee, except for dividends and interest income; and Alaska. Each of these states has its unique characteristics that may make them appealing to certain retirees, but also come with their own set of advantages and disadvantages. NextDecade Corp shares fell to a low of $6.16, entering oversold territory, as measured by the Relative Strength Index, RSI, momentum indicator. Live cattle futures rebounded from early weakness, closing $2 to $3.45 higher due to strong cash prices. The October contract regained strength, increasing by $7.45 last week. Open interest was down 2,774 contracts. No deliveries were made for the October live cattle contract on Friday. Cotton futures declined significantly, losing between 60 to 77 cents in nearbys. The December contract fell by 146 points for the week. Meanwhile, the U.S. dollar index dropped to $98.620, while crude oil prices also decreased, dipping below $60 a barrel. Crude oil prices plummeted to a 5-month low, closing minus 2.61-4.24%, lower for November WTI, while gasoline prices hit a 4.5-year low, falling minus 0.0622-3.30% in November RBOB. Cotton prices have risen by 10 to 17 points. However, futures experienced losses last week, with nearbuys declining between 60 to 77 cents. The December cotton price dropped by 146 points. Meanwhile, the U.S. dollar index decreased to $98.620 and crude oil prices fell by $3.31 per barrel. Soybean prices dropped due to increased trade tensions, losing 14 to 16 cents in value. The November soybean price declined by 11.25 cents from last week's close. The national average cash bean price also fell by 15.75 cents to $9.31. Soy meal futures suffered a more significant loss of $2.30 per ton. Stay informed with quantbyte.io for the latest financial news.